Hello everybody and welcome to today's video. So if we go back about a month, I started uploading some videos which were about my quarantine, my 15 days in quarantine in a hotel in Tel Aviv in Israel. And I was going to upload daily videos for the 15 days that I was there for, and I started doing that. But you might be wondering why those videos suddenly just kind of stopped. Okay, there are a number of reasons for that, and that's what I'm going to be talking about in today's video, and also kind of my general experience about quarantine. So as I said, I was uploading daily videos, and on my second week of being in quarantine, I fell ill. I'm not going to go into details, but I was ill for 3 days, and I wasn't able to, I was in no fit state basically to start uploading videos. I'd actually had some videos saved that I was going to upload, because I was uploading the videos a few days after I'd filmed them. But yeah, I just never got around to it. To be honest, the videos during my quarantine stay were not getting very high views anyway. They were quite repetitive, as you can imagine. I wasn't allowed out my room. There was nothing to do really anyway. So it's quite difficult to sort of make them into interesting videos. And yeah, but the main reason anyway for me stopping was because I got ill. I recovered after a few days. So because I didn't release those videos, I thought I'd kind of make up for it now and just kind of tell you, yeah, what sort of happened towards the end there and my general views on quarantine. So yeah, the second week was tough. I think a week is probably about enough, because once you get to the second week, yeah, you can kind of start to count down the days, because you know that you're leaving quarantine relatively soon. But just losing your freedom when you haven't done anything wrong is quite a tough one to take. We were fortunate in that we had a balcony, so we could get some fresh air, because I can tell you now, not everybody who's in quarantine in Israel gets a balcony. I know that, so I've spoken to people who didn't get a balcony. They just got a window, and maybe the window opened, I'm not sure. We also had a nice room, which you would have seen if you watch those videos. That was thanks to the fact we were on, I think, the 17th floor, which has the better rooms. So people that were below us on like the 9th and 10th floors, whatever, as far as I'm aware, they would have got not so good rooms, not as good as ours, and I think not refurbished as well. So we can't complain too much. Look, I got through it along with my wife. I was fortunate in that sense that I was with my wife. If I'd been on my own for 2 weeks, it would have been difficult. There was a woman we met on our first day, I think it was. She was 2 balconies away. She was from Ukraine, and she was at the end of her stay. She said she's going out of her mind. 2 weeks in quarantine, for an old person. She was an old woman on her own. It just can't be good for your mental health. So that brings me on to the next thing I want to say. So I don't want to kind of go into it too much about my kind of view on the whole situation at the moment that's going on around the world, but I don't know, I'm kind of critical of quarantine. To say it's inhumane might be going a bit far, but is it really the right thing to do? I'm not so sure. Probably in my case, they'd have to argue that, yeah, it was, because I was ill. I don't know what it was, but I've got an idea of what I had. So if I hadn't gone into quarantine and I'd gone straight out into the country, maybe I could have infected people. So by being in quarantine, it meant I couldn't infect anyone. If I did have that particular virus, which I don't know for sure, no idea. So in that sense, yeah, it worked. But I don't know, I just think in a way it does more harm than good. Are there not other ways this it could be done? I don't know. I'm no expert on the topic. We knew we'd be going into quarantine once we arrived in Israel, so can't complain about it from that perspective. We knew what was coming. We didn't have much of a choice. I had to leave Kazakhstan basically. I kept extending my visas, but it came to a point where I wasn't able to do it anymore. So I needed to go somewhere with my wife, and we were able to get into Israel. It just meant, yeah, we had to have the 2 weeks in quarantine. Certainly wouldn't want to do it again. Whenever I think about the hotel room we were in, it's not really nice memories. It's, when you really think about it, the food we were getting, and which wasn't very good, and just sort of being effectively in prison. We weren't in prison because we could open the door. I could have run out of the hotel if I'd wanted to. I don't know what would have happened, but but still, effectively, I was in prison, and yeah, hopefully we won't have to ever do anything like that again. But who knows in this current climate. And finally, that brings me on to my next point. So yeah, I had been living in Kazakhstan since 2011. That's no longer the case. So, a lot of my videos, probably most of my videos, have been Kazakhstan related. They won't be anymore, at least not for the time being. I'm going to be making Israel related videos. We'll be doing lots of traveling here in Israel. I guess by public transport until I buy a car, which I'm not sure when I will. So lots to look forward to on this channel, I guess you could say. And yeah, I mean that's kind of it, I guess. I'm out of quarantine, renting an apartment. So yeah, I certainly appreciate my freedom now after obviously the 2 weeks where I was stuck inside a room. And I think that's pretty much it, guys. So yeah, thank you for watching, and if you're not subscribed, why aren't you subscribed? I mean, it's ridiculous. Hit that button, hit the subscribe button wherever it is. Why not? I'll see you guys soon.